Hi everybody, it's Deborah from PeopleLovingAnimals.com. Thanks so much for tuning in and watching today's video. Today's video is called How to Keep Cats Off Counters. In today's video, we're going to be talking about some of the reasons why your cat's getting on the counter. We're going to talk about some of the dangers of your cat being on the counter. We're also going to go over several tips on how you can get them off the counter. And at the end of the video, I'm also going to be giving you a recommendation for a super effective and inexpensive cat training program that will help you with this or any other behavioral issues that you might be having with your cat. If you find today's video helpful, please go ahead and give it a like. It really does help YouTubers when you do that. Now, if you have not been here before, my name is Deborah. I own a website called PeopleLovingAnimals.com, and we're going to use this article called How to Keep Cats Off Counters to guide us through today's video. I'm going to give you a link to this article in the description box. I'll also link anything that we talk about during the video for you. I'm going to link you to a couple more videos that are going to help you with this. And again, if you've never been here, I do several videos a month all about the care and health and training of dogs and cats. So if you would like continuous help with your pet, please go ahead and subscribe if you're not already. And please go ahead and share the channel with your friends and family who have a dog or a cat, because they might enjoy having this sort of information as well. So let's go ahead and get started. Again, if you've been here before to watch my cat videos, you know that I adopted a feral kitten several months ago named Whiskers. And getting the cats off the counters is something that I've been struggling with Whiskers. And so I said, let me research it. Let me get some tips for myself and then share them on my YouTube channel and on my website. And I'm really happy that I found some really good stuff here. Now, the thing is I feel like I can't even get mad at him for it, because he genuinely doesn't seem to realize that he's doing anything wrong. And when I react, he looks at me like, what? Like, he really doesn't seem to know what the problem is. But the thing is he doesn't know any better, so it is my job to learn how to keep him off the counter. And like I say, I hope the information I'm sharing with you today will help you with your cat as well. First of all, let's talk about why do cats jump on the counters to begin with. There are several reasons. First of all, cats love to be in high places. It's a natural instinct for cats, because in the wild, cats need to have a good vantage point for two reasons. One is to look for prey, because they need to hunt for their food. And the other is because cats are prey in the wild. So they like to be high up so they can see what's going on and they can see predators coming. So like I say, it's their natural instinct to want to be up high. All right. Another reason is counters are cool in the summertime. I actually had a cat who every summer she would spend most of her day laying in the bathtub, and it was just because the bathtub was cool and comfortable. So if they can find a surface that's cool and comfortable, they'll lay on it, and it could be your counter. Also, cats are built for jumping, and they like it. You know, they're athletic. They're very agile. You know, they're used to climbing trees and everything in the wild, so they're built for it, and they like it. And they have the muscles for it, too. Sometimes your cat finds food on the counters. All it takes is once or twice for them to realize there might be something up there to eat, you know, and that might be why they continue to go back. Another reason is cats like running water. They seem to like drinking from the faucet. So, you know, if your faucet is dripping, or if your cat is kind of hanging out near the sink all the time, that might be why. Also, there's fun stuff up there on the counters. You know, there's utensils, there's things for them to knock off the counter, so they might just be bored. They're just looking for something to play with. Okay, so these are some of the reasons why your cat might be getting on the counter. Now, is it bad for your cat to be on the counters? It can be, and here's a couple of reasons why. First of all, it's more unsanitary than you think. Cats have been in the litter box, and because of that, they can spread harmful bacteria and even parasites with their feet that have been in the litter box and in cat urine and feces. So it is quite gross of what could be on your counters from your cat walking on your counter. So if you're having a problem with your cat being on the countertop, even if they don't do it very often, you might want to get a thing of Clorox wipes and have them in your kitchen. And every time you're going to prepare food on the counter, give the counter a quick wipe with a Clorox wipe. I'm going to give you some links to those in the description box. Also, it can be unsafe for your cat to be on the counter because they can injure themselves by jumping onto sharp objects or a hot stove. A couple of things about a hot stove. With Whiskers, and anytime I've had particularly a young cat in the house, I'm really careful about the stovetop. Now, luckily, so far, Whiskers hasn't really shown an interest in the stovetop, but if I've just been cooking something, like say if I have something in a frying pan and I just fried an egg or whatever, I never take that pan off of that burner until that burner has cooled. And what I do is I leave the pan on the burner and I put some water in it and cover it up and leave it until that burner has cooled off, because I just don't want that burner to be exposed and hot and have him jump up there and burn his paws. Like I say, so far he doesn't seem interested in that, but I just think that's one thing we can do to prevent the cat from ever getting burned on the stove, is to just make sure you're not leaving a hot burner exposed. The other thing that I wanted to share with you is several years ago I had a kitten named Dolly. She was a sweet little thing, little calico, pretty. If you've been on my Pinterest account, you've seen pictures of her little calico face. Her name was Dolly. She was very sweet. And I'll never forget one time I opened up the oven, like to get something out, like I had a casserole or something there. I opened up the oven door. I went to put the oven mitt on, and she, in that second, got up and put both her little paws on the oven door. And I was horrified by it. I'm like, baby, your paws. Like, I was just like, so I, put her paws under cold water, which is hard to do. You can get your face scratched off trying to put a cat's paws under cold water, but luckily she didn't seem to be injured by it. She didn't even seem to be uncomfortable, so it was just that 1 second. But I'm just saying, their little paws can end up on a hot surface, so I just wanted to spend a couple of minutes on that. Now, also, if your cats are getting on the counters, they could expose themselves to cleaning products that can be poisonous, and they can also eat food that is bad for them. I'm going to give you a link in the description box for a printable list of foods that are poisonous for dogs and cats, and you might be surprised at some of the things on that list that your cat can't have. So obviously, you don't want to have any of the things on that list on the countertop. So I'll give you a link to get that list, okay? Now, let's keep going. How to keep a cat off the counter. First of all, the best way to keep your cat off the counter is to not leave food out, because that is the most common reason why they're getting up there to begin with. Now, once you've done that, you can try doing some things that will make the countertop unpleasant for your cat, okay? First of all, you can try double-sided sticky tape. I'm going to give you a link to find that on Amazon. The link I'm giving you is double-sided sticky tape that they actually make to keep cats from scratching your furniture, but it can work for your counters as well. It's sticky. They jump up on the counters. They don't like it, okay? You might try aluminum foil. The sound of that, it's on the counters. They jump up. It's aluminum foil. Again, they don't like it. It's making the countertop uncomfortable for them. You could also throw a couple cookie sheets up there. The sound of that startles them when they jump on it. And you can imagine if your cat jumped up on the counter and there's cookie sheets up there, and if he knocks the cookie sheets off and it goes crashing to the floor, that's a very scary sound. Do you know what I mean? That's going to be, startle the cat like, oh, I won't do that again, And they're going to realize it's because of the cookie sheets. They're going to think it has something to do with jumping up on the counter, That reminds me of a comedian that I heard long ago. Have you ever heard of training a cat with a squirt gun? Like, you get a squirt gun and whatever the cat's doing, you squirt him with a squirt gun. I think it's stupid. It's not very good cat training, not to mention the fact that a cat can literally drown with just a drop or two of water that gets up their nose. So don't do it. But I'm just remembering this comedian said that he had a squirt gun because his kitten kept climbing the drapes, and he said, I'd be sitting on the couch and the kitten would start to climb the drapes, and I'd squirt it with the squirt gun. And the guy said, the cat doesn't know I have the squirt gun. He thinks it's got something to do with the drapes. It's just a funny way to say it, but the cookie sheets, the aluminum foil, it's like, all they know is they jumped on the counter and they had an unpleasant experience, okay? That's about as much calculating as their little cat brain can do. You can also use clear plastic runners with nubs. These are uncomfortable for your cat to step on. By the way, those are also good if your cat's getting on the couch or other furniture. I'm going to give you a link to those on Amazon. If you've never seen them, they're those thin plastic kitchen rugs that you can put down, and they have little nubs on the bottom that kind of hold the rug in place. And those are inexpensive, and that's something that you could just get a couple of them and just put them on the counters when you go to bed or when you leave or whatever, whenever your cat is typically getting up on the counters. And I'm very ashamed to say that those kitchen mats, we had those when I was a kid. My mother always had one of those kitchen mats in the kitchen, and me and my older sister would tackle our little brother. We would turn the mat over so the nubs were sticking up, and we would grab Bill by the arms and legs, and we would set him on that prickly rug. The kid has never let us live it down. We were cruel. I always think of that when I think of those plastic kitchen mats. Also, please do not use those spray deterrents, essential oils, or any sort of bleach or other chemicals to try to get your cat off the counters. Those can be toxic to cats. I know you don't want your cat on the counter, but do you really want to have a vet appointment where your vet is telling you that your cat is experiencing liver or kidney failure because they've ingested some sort of poison or toxin? Do you see what I mean? And some people don't know. Essential oils can be toxic for cats, and those spray deterrents, you know, they say they're vet approved. I don't know. I say when in doubt, don't use that stuff. Okay, it's too big a risk. You don't want to put things on your counter that your cat's going to step in and then lick their feet, and you know what I mean? Please just don't use those things. Also, remove all temptations. Make sure that your counter is clear of things like an open butter dish, fun things like utensils, food crumbs, food or bread. My cat Whiskers has decided that he likes my dish sponge and my SOS pad. I have one of those yellow dish sponge with the green scratchy side on it, and then I also have the steel, SOS pads, and for some reason every night I was finding those two items on my kitchen floor. So he was getting up there. It's probably just they're up there. They're lightweight. He wants to knock them around. So lately I've been putting those just inside my toaster oven overnight, just so that he doesn't mess with them. I'm trying to kind of get him to forget about them. So just, whatever's fun up there, get rid of it. Another time, I have a regular butter dish on my counter that's, covered, so I don't worry about that. He doesn't seem to try to get in it. But one time, I left a stick of butter on the counter next to the butter dish, and I hadn't unwrapped the stick and put it in the butter dish. I just got out of the fridge and left it there. And the next morning, I get it up, and this butter stick, he had chewed through the paper on the end, and he had eaten, I would say, about a teaspoonful. A teaspoonful of butter he had eaten, and that was all my fault. I left a stick of butter out on the counter. So I'm just saying, if there's food, they're going to try to go for it. Also, provide alternatives for your cat. Here's my boy Whiskers. Look at how cute he is. And he's in his cat tree, and I'm telling you, Whiskers loves that cat tree. He spends several hours a day. Now, these are brown drapes that you see here in the picture. This picture I took at night, but in the daytime, these drapes are open. It's sliding glass doors there, and he absolutely loves sitting up on the top of that and looking outside all day. It is one of his favorite places, and obviously, it puts him up high, and that's one of the reasons that he likes it. So you might try getting him a cat tree. I'm going to give you a link for these on Amazon. The one that's in the picture I got for about $50 on Amazon. I was surprised. I thought that would be more like $100, $125 for one that size, but it was on Amazon for about $50. I'll give you the links for those. Or you could do a window perch. Someplace where they can get up on something, and obviously if it's in front of a window, that's even better because there's birds and, squirrels and stuff, so they're going to be more content to be up there and get up there. So you might want to give them an alternative of something that they can be up high on. Also, make sure that your cat has enough toys to keep them busy. Again, they might just be getting on the counter because they're bored. They don't have anything to do, so they're just like looking for stuff to play with, looking for stuff to do. I'm going to give you a link for some cat interactive toys that you can get pretty inexpensive on Amazon. And then I'm also going to give you a link to one of my videos called How to Keep Indoor Cats Happy. And that has a whole list of things. I think there's 10 things on that list of things that you can do to keep your indoor cat happy and entertained, provide exercise and mental stimulation for them. And again, if they have these things that are making them happy and they're not bored, it's one less reason for them to want to get up on the counters. Now, also, just use basic cat training techniques with this. If your cat is on the counter, take him off and put him on the alternative. Like, take him off the counter, put him on the cat tree. Take him off the counter and put him in his cat bed, or put him in his window perch. Like, take him off. Whenever you give a cat a no, you should immediately give them a yes. Give them an alternative, okay? And always be consistent with that. And remember that repetitive action, repetitive cause and effect is always a very effective training tool, not only for cats, but for dogs as well. Now, here's an important point that I want to share with you. Try to chill out about this, okay? Don't punish your cat or scream at them for getting on the counters. This is only going to make them afraid of you. And if you've been here at all for any of my cat training videos, you know that a stressed out cat can begin to exhibit all kinds of behavioral issues, okay? So you don't want a stressed out cat. You don't want a cat who is afraid of you, okay? Also, realize that it is just not worth it to be angry or upset because your cat keeps getting on the counter. Discourage them as much as possible. Use the tips that I'm giving you in today's video, but then just make a habit of wiping your counter with a Clorox wipe whenever you're going to prepare food. Make sure that your counter is safe for your cat. Don't leave sharp utensils out. Don't leave food out. Don't leave a hot stove top unattended. And don't keep any of your valuable breakables on the counter. If you have a cat, don't have an antique cookie jar that your aunt, Eunice gave to you, your mother 40 years ago. Do you know what I mean? Like, don't set the cat up for that, because you're going to be angry. You're going to resent the cat. You're going to be angry with the cat. So, it's just... it's one of the trade-offs of having a pet is we got to make sure that the house is pet safe, right? So, just try not to stress out about it too much. Remember that cats are cats. Their instincts are going to remain intact, all right? You can't change the way that a cat thinks, okay? It goes back generations, okay? Their habits, what they do to protect themselves, all those sorts of things. Don't try to change it. You're not going to be able to. They enjoy jumping up. They enjoy being up high. They enjoy finding food. They like playing with anything that they can get their paws on. Try to remember that the love, the companionship, the affection, and entertainment that our cats provide for us on a daily basis far outweighs a simple annoyance like the cat getting on the kitchen counters. So my advice for you is to do what I've decided to do, in that I don't like whiskers on the counters. It's gross. I don't want them on the counters. I've never allowed my cats to be on the counters. I just don't like it. But I'm not going to make myself sick over it, and I'm not going to hurt or punish or scare the cat over it, and I'm not going to make a career out of it. Just do the things that you can do, discourage it as much as possible, give them some alternatives, but then, just have the Clorox wipes, wipe the counter whenever you're going to prepare food, and just try not to stress about it, and spend the time instead enjoying your cat. We don't have them forever, right? If you've ever lost a pet, you know what I mean. We're not going to have the pet forever. So try not to stress out about it too much, and just do the best you can, and then accept whatever the result is, okay? Now, a couple more things. If you need more help with cat training, I'm going to give you this recommendation. This is an ebook put out by the folks at kingdomofpets.com. It is a complete cat training guide. It covers 25 of the most common cat behavioral issues. It is $37. It's downloadable, so you'll have it forever to use as a reference, and it does come with a 100% money-back guarantee. I find it very thorough, very effective, very inexpensive. And so if you feel like you're having some training issues with your cat, please go ahead and take advantage of that. Also, go ahead and look at the cat training playlist on my YouTube channel, because I could very well already have a video for whatever behavioral issue you might be dealing with. If you'll hang with me just another minute, If you've not been here before, you don't know, I donate to animal charities. I do peoplelovinganimals.com as my job, and I donate 10% of all of the commissions that I earn on the website and also on this YouTube channel to animal charities. And if you go to the homepage of my website, peoplelovinganimals.com, you will see a list of the animal charities that I donate to. So again, thank you so much for watching. I hope today's video was helpful. If it was, please go ahead and give it a like. Please feel free to comment. I would like to know what you thought of today's video. If you come up with any other ideas that work, please come back to the video and share them in the comment sections for other people to look at and learn from as the video is watched over the next several years. We need to kind of have a community of cat lovers that in our comment sections that we can help each other, right? So if you have any other ideas, please go ahead and put them in the comment section. If you're not already a subscriber, please subscribe, please give the video a like, and please share the channel. Again, thanks so much for watching. Thank you so much for sticking with me till the end. My name is Deborah, and my website is peoplelovinganimals.com. Thanks again. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.